way back there.
You're a fucking kid. That's all I have to fucking say.
Didn't really lose any progress at all.
Why don't you hit up some more 16-year-olds and shoot some fucking girls with pellet guns? Not even.
Hey! I might just do that.
Hey, you might.
I did my due diligence for that. I served my time for that pellet gun shooting. I served my time. I took 2 point blank into my leg for that. Literally, fucking 2 inches away from my fucking calf, Brandon Scott shot me in the leg fucking twice with a BB gun for that shit. And you know what I did? He told me he was gonna do it, and I sat there and I was like, okay. This fucking guy after, because he forgot to bring me all the stuff that he was selling me, he brings me a fruit roll-up. You know what he says to me? He's like, you know what? He's like, thought I'd bring you a fruit roll-up because you handled that like a champ. You didn't try to run or anything. You just said, okay. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. And because after he was driving me back and he was like, yeah, at first I was going to fight you, but then I was like, no, I was just shooting with the BB gun instead. And then he looked at me and he's like, would you rather me fought you? And I looked at him and I just didn't really say anything. And he's like, well, would you have? And I looked at him and I said to him, I was like, you know, I'm not fucking stupid, right? Like, I would have, this is a lot easier of a fucking endeavor.
Yeah, it's different when you're kids, but when you're adults and you're going into a fight, it's like you can fucking hurt someone.
Well, not even that. It was like, okay, he wants to shoot, instead of fucking whooping my ass, he wants to shoot me in the leg point blank with the BB gun. I was like, alright, you know what? I'll serve my time. I felt bad for what I did. I gave her a bunch of fucking weed, and I was just zanned out, and I made a stupid decision. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it again, but fuck. That also doesn't mean I wasn't gonna face a consequence for it. And that shit hurt like a bitch, man. I still have the scars on my leg from it.
Oh yeah, point blank BB gun.
Yeah, it was fucking brand new BB gun too, and he was just like, he's like, yeah, I just got this the other day, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just fucking do this. So I was like, oh fuck, okay. So I just kind of was like, there's not a whole lot I'm gonna do in that situation. I'm sitting in the car with them, I'm not gonna try to get out and fucking run. I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna lie though, that shit fucking hurt. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. That shit fucking hurt. Like.
Yeah. I remember that BB gun. It was a banger.
Yeah, he probably still has it. Like, yeah, this is one I shot Charles in the legs with. But you know what? I can take pride knowing in the fact that I didn't try to run like a bitch. I was just like, alright, you know what? Fuck it. My lawbringer has come, and I'm gonna fucking face the executioner, like...
Why'd you even shoot up a bunch of chicks anyway?
I don't remember it, man. I was literally fucking blacked out on these fentanyl Zans, and I was just doing I thought it was funny, and I offered her weed for me. I said I'd give her a fucking quarter ounce of weed for me to do it. And she said okay, and then I did it. Like, I don't fucking know. I can't tell you why. There's not much to remember about it. I was just, not in the right state of mind. That doesn't absolve me of anything, but it definitely doesn't, mean I would fucking do it actually, sober.
Yeah.
I don't know, I made a lot of stupid decisions blacked out on fucking Xans. That's why I don't do fucking pills like that anymore. Just, I get a bit belligerent. It's just not who I actually am. Like, a lot nicer than that normally, so I just don't really like to do those things anymore.
Fair enough.
It was a rough time for me. Definitely didn't have a lot of stellar moments.
Buddy, my shuttle looks like a fucking shooting star. It's coming into orbit so fast. I cleared the ocean.
Oh no! 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 Oh my god, I lagged and he fucking killed me. Bruh. You gotta be fucking kidding me. That Algo was like 2 hits away from being dead. And I lagged in it and hit me and killed me.
Oh, buddy, I fucking lived. Let's go. That was a 8.5-minute flight, and I fucking survived it.
Ooh, attaboy.
I basically cleared this fucking ocean.
But yeah, moral of that story is me and accident and the doctor tries to give you oxys or something, tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
That shit's fucked up. That's how it starts for a lot of people. They get into a fucking car accident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was watching this documentary. It was funny enough. It was about Vancouver. It was about the downtown East End.
It's Vancouver.
Yeah, and so this guy was talking, right? And he's just showing it all. He's like, yeah, my wife committed suicide, and I fucking cleaned up, and I raised my son. He's like, he fucking raised his son all the way through. The guy got fucking creamed. After that, like, they gave him oxy as a painkiller, not knowing that he had previously already had a problem, but he had like cleaned himself up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fucking has been smoking fent since.
That's a yikes.
No, man,
That's a solid yikes.
that's a lot of people that are doing that shit. That's how they get into it, right? Is
Yeah.
they get into some kind of accident or something, and they lay around like my fucking uncle's buddy. He was drunk as fuck one night, and he decided to play the knife game, right? And he fucking stabbed himself so hard in the fucking thumb he severed a tendon. And then so he went to the hospital, they fixed it, and they're like, yeah, you have to do these thumb exercises or else your thumb will just die. Right? So, but him being him, like, he didn't do the thumb exercises. So his thumb literally fucking died on his hand.
Oof.
So they had to take it off and fucking, they put him on oxy as a painkiller. And he's like, he's a smart guy. He's had problems with drugs before, so he knows the patterns and he doesn't want to fall back into it, right?
Yeah.
And so he was taking his medication as recommended by the doctor after having a fucking appendage amputated from your body. So, it's a pretty fucking painful thing. But so he's like, I knew that I was getting a problem when I like got off work, and he's like, time to go. He just like unconsciously just kind of said to himself, time to go home and take my pill. And he's like, oh shit. Because he was thinking about his oxy pill, and he said after that he's like, I just went home and dumped them all out and just dealt with the pain for the rest of the few weeks. So for somebody who's got that kind of consciousness, we'll be like, yeah, like when I got macheted, Like, I was in the ambulance, and they're like, I literally heard the paramedics say, they're like, let's give him some fentanyl to calm him down, and I was like, go fuck yourself, you're not giving me any of that crap. So I wouldn't let them give me any painkillers for like an hour. Until I got to the hospital, and then this nurse is like, have you had any painkillers yet? And I was like, no. They tried to give me fentanyl, and I don't want to take that shit, and I just haven't been given anything. So then he, like, 5 minutes later, comes back with his syringe, and is like, I'm gonna give you this. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, it's hydromorphone. It's not gonna get you high. And I was like, alright. So they gave it to me, and it didn't get me high. I fucking the pain definitely went away, but I wasn't fucking high. Because the thing with those hydromorphine and hydromorphones, like, when your pain receptors are fucking actively firing, it just goes and locks onto them. It doesn't really, like, lock onto your opioid or your dopamine receptors. Like, I definitely felt the rush of not being in fucking excruciating pain anymore, but I wasn't high. And the cops were, like, trying to fucking talk to me and shit. Like, there was no way I was letting them give me fucking fentanyl. There's no way.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The cop literally sat behind me and turned on his recorder. Like, I'm in the fucking trauma room. I haven't even been stitched up yet. And the cop's sitting there, and he turned on his recorder because he was trying to record everything I was saying to the doctors. Which is illegal as fuck.
Yeah.
And so this nurse comes up and sees the thing sitting on the table, and like it's like this little like 5'7" South African black as night fucking dude. Because I asked him where he was from. He said South Africa. He came up, and I shit you not, he said to the cop, he's like, turn that the fuck off, get the fuck out of here. You're not allowed to be near this patient anymore. And the cop's like, and he's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. I see what you're trying to do. Turn that shit the fuck off and get out of here. I've had problems here with cops before, and I'm not gonna deal with it tonight.
What a solid guy.
Bro, those nurses and those doctors that attended to me that night were the only thing good about that night that happened. Like, they honestly, like, that's why I'm like, I don't know, I'm a big advocate for, like, I don't know, just like nurses and like having all the like appreciation, because they do a lot of shit. Like, these fucking, you know, you got these little Asian ladies that are fucking nurses. They're trying to like take care of me when I got a fucking I got a fucking 6-inch wound on my fucking leg down to my bone, and I've been bear maced. These chicks, like, and they know that, like, you know, milk helps the pain. So the one girl ran upstairs to the break room and took their milk for their coffee out of the break room, and then fucking rinsed my eyes out with it. She didn't have to do that. That's not part of her fucking job.
It's pretty solid of her.
No, it was great. They did everything they could to try to make my night a little bit easier. And at the time, like,
out or what?
yeah. And at the time, like, the cops charged me like I was going to jail. At that time, I got charged with aggravated assault, breach probation, which in like criminal terms means you're going to fucking jail.
Yeah.
Because he lied to the cops and he said that I attacked him for no reason, fed this huge story, and then when Crown Counsel got all the evidence, they got the fucking video camera evidence off of his house, and then they rejected the charge. I didn't even have to appear in court once for it. And then they were trying to get me to give a statement to charge him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because all they needed was my statement to charge him. They wanted to charge him in the end. But I don't do that kind of business. Oh, if I want to have something dealt with, I'll handle it on my own.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, my dad always taught me, he's like, if you're gonna choose to be a criminal and live a certain life and then run to the cops after something fucking happens, you're a fucking rat. So, like, I've chosen to do certain things, and I can't just really, like, turn back on that and just be like, oh, I need some help. Like, I get my own fucking help. I got bros. I don't need the fucking police. Like, I got fucking homies. I get, like, those are my, like, we will police ourselves.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
But I don't know. But my dad also taught me, though, he's like, if some old lady's like sitting in her apartment, she sees you fucking beating the shit out of some guy in an alley, and she calls the cops, she's not a snitch.
Yeah.
She's just a citizen. She's not choosing to live that life. So that's the biggest differential. So then, like, that's why I find so funny, like, people just be like, anybody who talks to cops about snitches, it's like, no. Anybody who's a criminal, who chooses to be a criminal, and talks to cop is a snitch to try and get themselves out of trouble. But if this is just some old lady who's fucking worked in a sewing factory her whole fucking life and is living on her pension, and she sees something and she decides to be a good Samaritan and call, there's nothing wrong with that. She's doing what she does.
I call this hefty nibba.
Shit's fucking weird.
I feel what you're saying though. It's definitely true.
Oh, you hear about the kid that got fucking clapped out in fucking Walnut Grove like 3 days ago?
I didn't know.
Yeah, he got shot behind the subway by the fucking community center.
Oh, should I?
Yeah, fucking car pulled up, crashed into his. He got out, started running. Guy got out from the other car that crashed into him, like masked up, chased him behind the subway, fucking shot him a few times, killed him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So these rockets are gonna bust, and they're gonna get decoupled.
Nuts, man.
Notice decouple. This rocket's gonna bust, and then that's gonna decouple, and then this rocket's gonna bust, and then that's gonna decouple, and then I'll have my rocket and parachute to get back to the Earth. So I got like a 7-stage rocket going on right now called the Hefty Nibba. Hefty Nibba, Charles. It's a big fucking rocket. Like, it's a tall boy. I just spent like 40 science points that I got from that last flight, and I got a bunch of fucking upgraded fuel tanks. So I got like probably double the fuel on my rocket now. But it's a lot heavier. But you can get these decouplers that like break your rocket down, so you can get rid of like the excess weight and shit.
My god, you want to hear something funny, Joey?
Oh my god, I
find this kind of funny.
yeah, back to
fucking so back to your thing. So you got your
my rocket just tipped over and I died. I'm gonna revert to the
way. Really?
I can revert flight, but it's like I went to go launch and it was just like totally off balance because it was so tall.
Gust of wind.
Yeah, gust of wind.
So anyways, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah, I'll bet.
So you know that fucking kid that I stabbed that I got macheted by, right?
I don't know him, but like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, but you know, so he exists, so it doesn't matter. So anyways, yeah. He's been trying to set me up for a while. There was an incident when these girls came by to try and set me up. They were like, oh, we just gotta make sure you got no weapons on you, and they were like, they had me on like FaceTime on like reverse, and I was like, oh, you mean like this? And I just like pulled my shotgun out, and they're like, what the fuck? And then I heard a second car drive away after. So that was that fucking kid that I got into the fight with, that was trying to set me up, that with all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, well, you know, whatever, the kid's I know I'll fucking kill him, so there's no big deal. But then, so he beat the shit out of some girl. And she's fucking messaging me and being like, fucking, oh, like, just letting you know, this kid's a clown, like, he fucking wails on chicks, right? And
Switching
so,
sides right away.
yeah, pretty much. That's what happened when a girl gets beaten up by her boyfriend. So, what is it? So fucking, I'm like beefing this kid on fucking Instagram. And so I posted an address. I didn't know whose address it was. I was told it was his buddy's address. Turns out it was his mom's address. That's why I took it down. And so I had no idea. So then he's trying to get his fucking uncle to jump me, right? So his uncle calls some, Langley locals and is like, hey, I need some help with fucking, blah, blah, blah. I gotta get this guy for my nephew, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, who is it? So they told him, well, these Langley locals he called is Jeff Katanko and Connor Katanko.
Oh, God.
And I've known Connor since I was 4, and Jeff was at my parents' wedding. And, like, they know my family. Like, we all know each other, so the guy called Connor, asking Connor to try and come smash me. He's like, wait a sec. He's like, wait, I know this kid, like, this is not right. So Connor's calling me last night. He's like, what the fuck happened? Like, blah, blah, blah. So I told him what happened. I was like, yeah, well, the kid's trying to set me up, all this other shit. But then, like, I could let that live. But then if he's going to fucking beat up chicks, like, I'm not just going to, he can set me up all he wants. But if he's just going to fucking wail on bitches, like, this chick's, like, covered in bruises. Both her arms, her back, her thighs, like, I don't know, like, he didn't punch her in the face, but that shit don't matter. Like, you're leaving bruises like that on a chick where you're fucking punching on her arms, it's still, you're hitting her.
Yeah.
Like, so, he's like, so then Connor's like, alright, well, if what you're telling me is true, then I got your back through and through, like, all this shit. And then it turns out this kid's uncle, who he's trying to get to fucking jump me, went to school with my uncle. This is fucking retarded, man. And if I told my uncle about this, he'd go beat the shit out of that guy. And, like, my uncle, like, owns his own company. Like, he's pretty, like, straight edge. But if I told him about all this, he'd go beat the fucking shit out of this guy. And I just don't want it to, like, get back to... I don't want him getting himself in trouble.
Honestly.
But, like, I would tell, like... Just be like, yeah, so, this, like, so-and-so is trying to fucking... I just tell my uncle. I'm not gonna lie to my uncle about that shit. My uncle knows my secrets. Like, there's no fucking... Nothing to lie to him about. I used to live with the guy, like... I don't know. It was just so fucking funny. That, it was just like, just like, out of all of the people he could have called, he calls him. And then it turns out that this guy knows my uncle as well. I was like, man, this is a small ass fucking world. Like, that's weird, man. That's weird.
It's Langley, man. It's a pretty small town.
No, like, this guy's from, like, Abbotsford. Well, I guess, no, because they used to be from Aldergrove, but then, I guess it is, like, all small shit, but still, like, it's weird. Because, like, so this kid's uncle went to school with my uncle, and the fucking guy that he's trying to get to fucking set me up and jump me has known me since I was 4, and his dad was at my parents' wedding. That's just, like, some weird... That's not even a triangle or shit. That's, like, a fucking octagon.
Yeah.
It's just...
This rocket's gonna make it pretty far. I perfected the balance on it now.
Yeah, so Connor was fucking, like, spamming me yesterday. He's like, what happened? So I told him. I was like, I got no reason to lie to you guys. Like, I'm just telling you what happened. And then I just thought it was hilarious because this kid's uncle tried to message me first on Facebook, and he sees we got mutual friends of my uncle and my fucking aunt. Like, I don't know how this guy didn't fucking clue in that those my fucking aunt and uncle.
Because he's a fucking waterhead. What do you want me to say?
Bro, he's some old fucker too, man. Like, he's older than my uncle.
He's a waterhead.
Bro, I'm not even scared of the old head. It was just funny that he called this fucking guy, like, break this guy's hip. Oh, fuck, like, he's not gonna come at me by himself. I'll fucking break this guy's hip.
Oh, something exploded. My rocket's spinning out of control. Gotta cut the engine. Counter the spin. Good. That was an unsuccessful rocket. Revert flight. Vehicle assembly. Time to go back to the drawing board.